I'm going to get started in just a second. I'm going to finish up a little bit of work that I am working on right now. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to pull up all my different links here. What I use in my world. Let's see. Mhm. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. We are going to get started today. Today, we're talking about how to build your pipeline for success. One of my coaches that I'm actually giving away free coaching weekly to, which is not $1,000 monthly value. If you guys, I'll put the link to join that. His name is Justin Nelson, and he is absolutely amazing. Like I almost just cussed there because he is so amazing. He was a coach for Tony Robbins for years. So he brings in all of that stuff that I love so much and actionable steps in order to propel your business forward. So I'm going to share a lot about what I do and then some of his tips as well. But my name is Tristan Campanella. I host a podcast called The Empowered Agent, and I host this because I want you guys to succeed. I stumbled for so long as a real estate agent and I didn't know what I was doing. And it took me a long time to get into momentum and success where now I make multiple six figures every year and I don't have to work as hard. You're never going to stop prospecting because I think it's something like the real estate gods love it when you prospect and they provide and you're in momentum. But one way that you're going to build your pipeline for success is taking the aligned action with people you already know, your past clients. And if you don't have any of those, we can create a list of people who know you and you can just start building this. Now, this is not a short term system. This is not this person's going to buy or sell a house tomorrow, but this is how I consistently have clients every single month without having to worry too much. In fact, one of the guys that I work on a team with, he said, well, you close all the time every month and I only close once a quarter. And I asked him, I said, do you have a good follow-up system to build your pipeline for your sphere of influence and your past clients? And they're just not doing it. I can't tell you how many real estate agents are not taking action on this. And it does take time, but it's worth it. And then people call you, and that's the best. That's what we want. We want people calling us in real estate. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start chatting a little bit here about what I do to build my pipeline. I'll drop this as a replay and I'll also drop links in here to my freebies, some social media prompts. I have a bunch of freebies you can grab. I also have a podcast every week where I either host a guest or there's a short mindset tip or some kind of tips. And then follow me on Instagram, guys. It's Tristan Campanella. It's pretty simple to follow. And I post a lot of tips for real estate agents there as well. Okay, so let's talk today. We're going to do a bonus content at the end too about how to digitally farm on social media. I think that's going to be really helpful for people as well. So let me pull up my little notes here because I was working on it so early this morning. I'm an early person. And I get up at 5 and I start kind of working at that time, right? So I like it. It's really quiet. And then I get into all of my client stuff with that. So why do you want to stay on top of mind? I mean, I don't even think I need to ask this question, but just in case you don't know, 80% of people polled by the National Association of Realtors they use the very first agent or the very last agent they spoke to. So that's 80% of people. So maybe you sold them a house last year, but you haven't talked to them, and another real estate agent has. They're more top of mind. They're probably going to use that agent, whether they're good or whether they're bad. Is just the statistics right there. So your database is your key to staying in touch with those you do business with or who are likely to give you referrals. So this is a way to continue to create referrals. I am not one of those agents that calls people and asks them, who do you know wants to buy or sell real estate, or I'm never too busy for your referrals. Sometimes I'll ask, do you know anybody who's thinking about buying or selling? I have a goal of helping X amount of families this year. I do like that statement. I think that's a powerful statement. Um, and in fact, I just was having a conversation with somebody who was thinking about buying, and I forgot to ask that. So after this, I'm going to text her that actually. All right. So if you don't have a way of keeping in touch with your past clients or your sphere of influence, you are missing out, and you're constantly chasing. Like, that's the adrenaline way of running a business in real estate. It's not the attraction, it's the adrenaline way of running a real estate business. And that adrenaline, and I still have it, not as often, but the where's my next deal going to come from? How, that fear, always running, always chasing, and it's exhausting. I will tell you, it is. I get exhausted. I get exhausted thinking about it. Does that fear come back into the back of my head sometimes? Absolutely. It absolutely does. But I know now if as long as I'm doing my actions that I've built out in my database, I can pretty much predict how many deals I'll close every year. Okay. So experts recommend having 1,000 people in your database. I have nowhere near that. Probably have like 500 people in there, but 1,000 people equals about 100 transactions. I think that's probably less here in San Diego. People don't move as often here, but if you could get 10 extra deals out of your database, plus your other lead generation pillars, which I talked about on my last live training, then you'd be really set, especially if you're here in San Diego. I mean, 10 deals is great. The average agent only sells 4 houses. I sell about 15 to 20 every year consistently for the last 10 years. So today I'm going to share with you how to keep your pipeline full and make your 6 figures every year as a real estate agent. So the very first thing I want to talk about is, how are you tracking your people? I cannot tell you how many real estate agents I talk to that do not have a CRM. And I'm not sure why this is. Is it scary? Is it techie? Is it I don't know. But when I got into this business, I went onto a team. I used their CRM, and I quickly realized I better get my own, because if I ever leave this team, I am going to not have access to these people. So whenever I'd put somebody new into their system, I'd always put it into my system as well. And the system that I used in the beginning was called Lion Desk. And Lion Desk, I'm going to share that I can share that link with you. It is free for San Diego Realtors, which is awesome. Or it's like 25 bucks a month. Okay. It is such a cheap and easy way to manage your contacts for real estate agents. It has a place for birthdays. It has pre-built tasks in there. It has a place to categorize your people. Where did you meet them? How did you meet them? How often do you want to touch base with them? But I'm going to show you guys today my CRM, which I now use Lofty, because it's provided to me by my broker. I've change brokers a lot. That's a whole other question or a whole other conversation we can have at another time. So let me share my screen here with you guys. Dun, dun. Yeah, we can do this one. Okay, let's see if I can actually share this. Here we go. We'll go to Lofty. So Lofty is it's easy for me, right? I have all of my leads in here, but let's go to how I have mine in here, or different pipe stages. When I add people into my, we're going to go all segments, and we're going to go to my SOI. So I have about 500 people in here that are, in my sphere of influence. That's not including my past clients. These are people that I'm meeting at networking events, people that I'm meeting at my events I host. other business to business people, anybody that I think could refer me business or may eventually buy or sell in the future. So the way that I recommend you go about this is you just add your people in. It's pretty simple. You can upload them as a spreadsheet. And if you are a spreadsheet agent, you need to be utilizing your calendar to remind you when to do tasks. Okay. So, some way, in some shape or form, you have to remind yourself to do tasks because this system really only works if you are being consistent with it. Okay. And you're actually doing the follow up. If you follow up like once in January and then don't talk to them again until December or September, it doesn't really work because you're training people to know that you care and that you find a value, that you give them value, that you want to help them and you want to build a relationship. Okay. So for Beverly, she's somebody who comes to my Wine, Women, and Wellness. And actually, let's not use Beverly because I haven't met her yet. She just enrolled in here. But let me just search somebody here. We'll do Amy Eisenberg because Amy and I are in a nice conversation. So Amy came to my Wine Women and Wellness. And I'm going to add her in. I always put in, database information and then their tags so I know where they came from. The notes I usually put in here, and I personally, even me, I am not doing notes as much as I should because I'm in an event and I should be writing it down. But I look them up to see if they own a house. I add in their address here and then I can mail them something. I do that in the tax records and then on Facebook, what I generally will do is I'll find them in Facebook and I'll add their birthday in here. And that way I can just text them a birthday reminder. Okay. So then I'm going to create a smart plan. My smart plan is pretty simple. It's a 90-day follow-up. And the 90-day follow-up is going to look kind of like this. Can you guys, I don't know, share this tab instead. So it's going to look like this right here. Okay. So we're going to need to take in, and I want to take insane notes. One thing I want to start doing is I'm going to start asking everyone in text what their vacation plans are this year. Then I'm going to put it in my CRM or notes and follow up after it. And I'm going to ask them really simply, how was it? What did you love about it? Okay. So that's a really simple way to get started on this task. Okay. So your plan that you want to have here is, and I do everything in Google Drive. I like to write my systems out. I like to see everything really clear. I do all my social media in here and I'll do a training about how I post my social media and schedule that with my assistant. But this is going to be the plan. You're going to need to actually reach out every 90 days. There's two ways you can go about this. You can go through A to Z, like last names A to Z, and do one letter of the alphabet every week. That's about a 90-day follow-up. Or you can put it into your database and create a smart plan or some kind of follow-up plan around it. Oftentimes the databases like LionDesk, they will already have somebody else has made that plan. All you have to do is import it and then start it. So it's pretty simple to do that. So you want to have a 90-day follow-up and you want to call. Usually I'll send a text. It was so nice to meet you at X, Y, and Z. So that would be like my first text. Okay. So we could say number one, text. It was so nice to meet you at XYZ. We love XYZ. Is it okay if we stay in touch? And if they reply yes, then you say, great. What's your social media so I can call you? Okay. If they say no, well, probably don't follow up with them. Then the next thing I like to do is if I can find their address, then I send a handwritten card. Okay. Or set up a coffee to meet them one-on-one. If I do the coffee first, then I send the card after. Okay, that's always really important. The next step, and I'll post this in our Facebook group as well. And if you're on Instagram, you can DM me and I will send you this plan so that you can implement it yourself. Okay. The next step I would do is find them on social and tax records for birthday and address. Okay, add birthday to CRM. Okay, so first one, add to CRM. Hopefully you have a CRM. I'm hoping you do. Okay, so then 90 days later, after I've either met them or I've texted with them back and forth, in 90 days, I'm going to send them a text video. What are you going to say? You are going to go on social, from social, find something going on, and send them a video. Saw you were doing XYZ. That looked awesome. Was just thinking about you. Okay. Then we're going to email something of value. So I generally will add them into, yep, that's the next thing I'm going to do, add to CRM. So in my CRM, I also am going to email weekly. I send an email weekly or monthly, whatever your email newsletter is. If you don't have one of those, let me know. I can help you with that. So an email weekly newsletter, that's also going to be happening every month. Then the next 90 days, you are going to invite them to something or send a text item of value. This can be trusted vendors. So if you have a trusted vendor list, this could be a inspirational quote. This could be a link to something you read. Something doesn't even have to be about real estate. Try not to make it about real estate too often because that's not so great. Okay. And then we're going to keep going. And 90 days later, we're going to do, so we have 1 not phone call touch, 2 not phone call touch, 3 is going to be a call. Wanted to see what's going on in your world. Anything new? Okay, super simple, right? Hey, if you think of anyone who is buying or selling, would you be okay referring me? So why are we asking this question here? If would you be okay referring me? So a lot of people have real estate agents already they're referring to. You want to get clear after you've built a little bit of rapport and trust and knowing you, that you are going, can you refer me? Do you already have a realtor you're referring to? If they have a realtor they're referring to, they're probably not going to refer you. So it's good for you to make sure that you are asking permission. It's always good to say, can I stay in touch? Would it be okay if you refer me? Do you have a realtor that you refer to? Those kind of things. Okay. And then we are going to make sure we have, these are ongoing. And birthday. Okay. I also throw in here in my plan, I'll say like 30 days after that, like and comment on social media. And I literally have a reminder in my tasks in my CRM that says, go like and comment on their posts because there's so many people. There's 500 people plus my 100 plus clients, plus business partners. So, and other realtors I do referrals with. So I need a reminder in order to stay organized. You guys, I think most realtors, we're just flying by the seat of our pants. When you start to systematize your real estate business, that is when you're going to take your business to the next level. If you're a newer agent and you are just starting and you systematize from the beginning, God bless you. That's amazing. I would just applaud you. So good. So good. Okay. So, and then I would add this in again, right? So I would go like this, add it in again, and then add it in again. So you're just staying in their feed, you're staying in their top of mind. And then I just literally hit repeat. I also include holiday texts. These are going to be, I'll add these into ongoing, and holiday text. Okay. So that you're in their inbox. Now, if you want to go all in and you have the money, okay, here's how we do this. So like this is the breakdown here. If this is the bonus, mailings. Now, think about it like this. If when you open your mailbox, do you have bills or do you have cards or I mean, how does it feel when you get a card from somebody? How does it feel when you get something of value? Okay, so I love wellness. It's one of my things. So one of the tools I use is pretty simple. It's not terribly expensive. It's called, I'm going to share this tab with you guys. It's called the Personal Marketing Company. And they have a bunch of different choices that you can use. So let's see, I'm going to show you what they have. Okay. They have marketing campaigns, they have newsletter campaigns. So you could have an automated campaign. And these are really nice. They're about this big. They're not full size. So they kind of stand out in the mailbox. And they're cardstock. They're pretty. But they have homeowners ones. They have, let's see what other ones. They have insights on real estate. This is the one that I sell. So I like this one a lot. They have a spotlight one if you want to talk about that, and they have a money one. So those are ones I love to send. There's also magazines I'm looking at sending. I don't know if people would really read magazines. If you send magazines, I'd love to hear how that's working for you. One of my agent friends does really well with it. That she sends that. So I send this every other month just for cost purposes, but it's something extra that comes into their inbox. Okay, second bonus item, guys. Second bonus item is going to be send out cards. Okay, I'm going to share this tab too. Here we go. So this is my game changer. I am not an affiliate. I should be an affiliate. I definitely give them enough business, but I put people's birthdays in here. And what it does is it says notifications. Okay. Corinne's having a birthday. I need to send her a card. So I sent her a card. I made this in Canva and I schedule it to arrive on her birthday. So once a month in the beginning of the month, I take the time to do that. So she's done. Okay. So these people are all having birthdays and I need to send them a card. I then also put it in my calendar to text them happy birthday. So those are your two bonus items that I'm going to add on to here. Mailings from mailing monthly or bi-monthly. And send out cards. There's a whole bunch of things like send out cards. You don't have to use send out cards. There's so many different kinds, but I like that. And you can ask me about how I use that. So those are the two bonus items. And we're coming to the end of our training. It's only about 30 minutes. Finally, so that is the entire plan. I do that with my past clients. I add in a long-term buyer drip program. I also, in my past clients, make sure I'm reminding them when their home warranties are coming due, maintenance items on their homes, different things like that as well. And with my past clients, I send them this. I send them an equity checkup every year. And it's just one page. And then I send them the most current market update. And it just lets them know how much equity they've gained every year. The other bonus item that I do, I know it seems like a lot, so don't get overwhelmed. Just start with the 90-day touch. Don't get overwhelmed. This is for people who are already doing the 90-day touch, okay? The other item I use is HomeBot. Now, this is a paid service. These three are pay to play, okay? The other ones, they don't cost anything. So you need to start doing this. Handwritten card costs a stamp. So you don't have to use send out cards, just write a card. I just like automation. So these are our bonus items or our pay to play here. that we use. So HomeBot is pretty cool. It's a home wealth thing. You can reach out to me about that as well. I'm not going to go too deep into HomeBot. We could do a whole training on that. And then finally, the bonus tips, the virtual door knocking. I think I'm actually going to save this to another training. I think I'm going to do an Instagram virtual door knocking training, how I'm building up my brand new Instagram page, and I'm gaining followers every day, and I'm building that slowly because I really should be doing more time on it. But the other thing that you can do for your sphere of influence or your past clients is to go into your friends and family and follow the people that follow them. And a lot of times they will follow you back, and then you will show up in their feed. Go in and engage with them. Ask them if they want, hi, it's great to follow you. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the ad. Show up in their DMs. Send a message. If you're going to use social media as a lead pillar, which we can do a training on maybe next month, then we really need to make sure that we are having conversations, not just posting. Okay. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I will post this entire plan in our Facebook group. I'll repost this video. If you liked this, guys, share it. Listen to the podcast and share it. I have a passion for helping realtors succeed and helping you get the lights on. We do a live in-person mastermind group if you're in the San Diego area. So be on the lookout for that. And thanks, guys, for taking the time and tuning in.